So my hair is not gonna catch on fire. I need those candles. Make me feel better. And it's raining, so it's a good day to a good night to do this, even if I'm exhausted. But it's always fun to talk about this one, this lady, Evan Rachel Wood. I'm actually really fascinated by the Esme Bianco, the Game of Thrones actress case allegations on him, because it's very strange, because she was a bondage fetish model. They never denied it. And it's more than just wearing latex. What she was doing, she was whipping people, she was a dominatrix. Come on, a little bit different. I'm not kink shame anybody. I think all those practices are great, and they're fun if you are into it and if you agree both parties to be into it, and not if it's forced on somebody. Esme Bianco had plenty of experience on that. So for her to just, it's hard for me to believe that something that she did for so many years and she found it positive as bondage and fetish performing, all of a sudden it's just bad, and she wasn't 20 years old or 19 like Evan Rachel Wood's case. She wasn't. When she was with Manson, she was, I think, like 32 or something like that. So I kind of draw the line on that. I really don't believe a word she says. Nothing. I'm sorry. I don't want to be insensitive. I think this stuff maybe happens to her, but by somebody else, and somebody that it will not give you publicity if you talk about the person. But if you talk about Manson, it will. Amy Roger Wood has a good career. I don't know what she's gaining from all this, besides the attention from being a victim. Like I always said, you don't get attention from being a villain. You don't get attention from being in the middle, a neutral, individual. You get attention from being a victim. These days, after the Me Too movement, which there's great things about the Me Too movement, and there's people that went down that they were really bad guys and they had to go down, okay? But there's a lot of things that happen after that. There pretty much seems like a witch hunt. But instead of hunting female for one, we're hunting men. And instead of burning them alive like they did with the witches, we're canceling these people. Johnny and Manson. Of course, there's going to be supporters out there like me and everybody else that supports Johnny, especially. But the fact that it has to suck for the guy, he has a son and he has a daughter, and the daughter may be the daughter is older, but it still has to be horrible for her to listen to people criticizing her dad and her godfather. Her godfather is Manson. Manson is the godfather of Johnny Depp's daughter, only daughter. So the whole thing is not a coincidence. I think it's a job. It's a hit job. I really think so. So I'm going to play this little. It's like 1 minute of Evan Rachel Wood, super young. She's still young, but maybe she was like 22 or 23 on this thing. And it seems like before this video they're asking her about Manson. I don't know the context, but they're asking her about Manson and about Twiggy. Twiggy Ramirez has been Manson's right hand man forever. He plays bass and he co-wrote a lot of the awesome hits for Marilyn Manson. So those two are really, really close. They're brothers. So what she's talking about right now is she's talking about them, but the way she's talking about her boyfriend at the time, Manson, is so warm and is so loving. And I'm just gonna play it to see how much of she sounds like a fangirl, pretty much. Okay.
Things I've ever witnessed. These two best friends reuniting, which was a big deal. Things I've ever witnessed. These two best friends reuniting, which was a big deal. I felt like I was just witnessing something incredibly special and historical and just amazing. They are, when you think about it, when you think of Marilyn Manson, that's one of the last rock stars, one of the last rock icons. Him and Twiggy Ramirez are a team. You know, they've made some of the most memorable rock songs ever. It was very special, and it was really cool to be a part of and to witness. And it actually started when him and I went to see Led Zeppelin. Once we were there watching Robert Plant and Jimmy Page, it was a huge deal. We're sitting there watching Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, and he turned to me and he said, I gotta get Twiggy back in the band. I want to have the moment that they are having on stage right now. They're sitting there looking at each other going, we wrote Stairway to Heaven, how awesome is that? And he looked at me and he said, I want to be on stage with my best friend and with Twiggy and to look at him and say, you wrote Beautiful People.
She is so dramatic. Did you see how she tells a story? She could have told that story, the same story, in such a different way. She's all about the drama. But anyway, how cute was that? That was cute. That was a cute little story from younger Evan Roger Wood. I am not saying that you can change your mind. Female, males, we change our minds. I mean, I'm not the same person. My 20s were miserable. So I get it. If her 20s were miserable, mine were worse, probably. And then, you know, when you're 30 years old, you just kind of find yourself more. And then at 40s, you're just party time. No, I'm joking. But it's pretty stable. Your mind, like, you know what you want and you know what you don't want. So in your 20s, you know, she was so young. She was so young, and so I understand that she went for him. I understand the whole thing. I don't think he's a monster, and I don't think she was a monster then. I think that she loved him back then, but I think something clicked on her head a decade later and just decide to destroy the guy. Why? There's many reasons that people do these things, many, and it could be her own trauma. It can be that she's actually hiding the real person that abused her, that maybe it's not Manson. It could be that she convinced herself that this happened to her. This is a disorder that it can develop when people get traumatized. It can be that this happened to her when she was a kid and she's transferring to somebody else. Like there's so many options. There's so many things that could reasons. She's not doing it for money. She's not doing it for a paycheck. She works in Westworld on HBO. Oh my God. Okay, she doesn't need another paycheck. So she's not doing it for money. I think it's just attention, and I think it's to prove a point against him. Why exactly, I don't know. I don't. But there's something very curious about this interview. No, not the Vanity Fair is so biased, and it's Vanity Fair believes Amber, they believe Esme, they believe Evan. They just believe. Like, I have not seen one article in Vanity Fair about domestic violence against men, even against boys, boys, just males in general. Not one article. Rolling Stone magazine sometimes hits on those issues. Vanity Fair, no. It's all about the girls and everything that's happened to them and the Me Too movement, and it's really like, I want to see an article about a guy getting even abuse. Doesn't have to be rape, just abuse. Why is it they never print anything like that? This stories happen all the time. Right now there's some guy or little boy or a teenager or an adult getting abused right this moment by his wife, girlfriend, teacher, priest, who the hell knows, but it happens all the time. The thing is, it doesn't sell. And this is horrible to say. I feel dirty saying it. It doesn't sell because a woman crying and women crying it sells. And a guy crying is kind of, oh my God, like nobody wants to see it. There's a lot of people getting yelled at, getting emotionally blackmailed, getting things thrown at them. You know, the case of Amber Heard throwing pots and pans at Johnny and pushing him and saying, well, I didn't punch you, just push you, and I throw a pot and a pan at you. So hey, you're a man, you're supposed to take it. No, you don't supposed to take it. That's the thing. I think especially in Western culture, in America and the UK, in the Western world, there's this thing about if the girl gets crazy and yells at you and calls you names, it's like, she's just being, she's on her period, she's just being crazy. I can handle, I'm a guy. But then if it's the other way around, if we just go nuts and start throwing pots and pans at them and throwing phones at their face, then we are abusive. We are. I have moments in the past that I was, not to children, but to adult males. So just denying it, saying that you never do this to somebody, that you will never put a hand on somebody, is the most stupid thing to say, because really you don't know what life can throw at you. No pun intended. What life can throw you, what life you might have in 5 years, 10 years from now. So don't say that you're never gonna do this, you're never gonna do that. Be open to be in touch with your own demons and your darkness, and your be honest to yourself. Because if you sit, I respect people that sit on a 12-step program, because anger is a high as a drug, just like everybody else. And you sit in a 12-step program, anger management, and there's a man that says, oh my God, I beat up my wife and I gave her 2 black eyes, and and he's working the steps and the program, and he really wants to change. I respect that person, male or female, because they want to change. There is a sickness and they want to change. A lot of them want to change. But then you have people like her, like Amber. Amber Heard does not want to change. She doesn't give a crap. She knows she did it. There's audio submitting that she did it, that she abused him. She doesn't want to change. Evan doesn't want. She doesn't want to heal. They don't want heal. They don't want a heal process. They don't want peace of mind. They just want to get this guy thrown under the bus and drag on the mud and kill his career, pretty much. I don't know what he's doing. He's been hiding in his house for I think 4 months right now. I don't think this is good. I think that might be something bad might happen to him. He's not my son, not my husband. Should I worry so much about Marilyn Manson? Yes. And I don't even I always say I like him as a painter more than as a singer. I love his paintings. Would I worry? Of course I worry, because it's a human being, okay? And if you're about to say or to think or to make a comment saying, well, he has so many millions of dollars, he doesn't need to work a day of his life or make another album. If he gets canceled, he can just retire and be happy. No, that's not right. And that way of thinking is obtuse and ridiculous, because everybody has a right in America and in any country to make a living and do what you want, and the pursuit of happiness is in the Constitution, man. Read it up, okay? So canceling somebody and making them stay in their house hiding just because they have money, you think they're okay. No, they're not. I won't be surprised if he just does something bad to himself or to other people, because he's just not okay. Cancel culture is cancel culture needs to be canceled. That's pretty much what everybody's saying on YouTube and everywhere. And I'm glad that people are waking up to it, because a year ago, with the beauty world, Jeffree Star and all those people, I'm not covering them because they're not interesting to me. These people are interesting. They're not. But I'm using this as an example of how this whole thing started. Just one person cannot make a mistake. They get canceled. This is crime. We're talking about rape and assault and torture, human trafficking, as maybe Uncle would say. You get canceled without proof. There's no proof. There's no physical proof. There's no audio. Johnny Depp has audio on Amber. Amber has audio on Johnny. Both of them fighting. There's nothing. There's no audio on Manson. There's no videos. There's no text messages. There's no emails. There's no police report. There's no medical reports of all these girls being drugged. It's very easy. You get tested, blood tested, drug tested, and it will show the amounts of stuff that you've been doing. And if you don't remember doing that, that somebody else did it, and you've been drugged. There's nothing like that. There's no nurse reports, reports from psychiatrists. Everybody's saying, Evan and everybody else are saying they have post-traumatic stress disorder. I hate when that term is thrown so loosely, because post-traumatic stress disorder, I don't have it, but I have clients that have it. It's one of the hardest things to work with. And it's so sad that older people are using it as, oh my God, something bad happened to me, I have PTSD. No, you don't. No. And until I see documents of a psychiatrist saying that, and what the medication they take, and when they start having these symptoms, and what is it, are they complying with the treatment? Are they going? It's not enough to say for Esme Bianco to say, oh, I have this and I'm going to be messed up for the rest of my life. Or are you taking medication for it? Are you going to groups? Are you going to therapy? Where's the proof that you have this? You can't just say you have an illness. I mean, yeah, you can say it, but eventually you're going to have to prove it. Eventually. Maybe not right now, but eventually she's going to be called to prove it. Because that's a big deal to say that you have a mental illness if you don't have it. I think people are taking advantage of that. They watch a couple of videos on YouTube and they go like, oh yeah, my boyfriend was a narcissist and I'm traumatized. No, it's not that simple. Stop diagnosing yourselves. Don't do that. That's what doctors are for. So there's an interview from Rolling Stone magazine. This one really caught my attention, from 2016. Remember, she went and did and didn't name him until now, but she started doing the Phoenix Act. She went to Congress and all that in 2018. This interview in Rolling Stone magazine is in 2016. That's only 2 years before she did the whole thing. And she's speaking in the interview fondly and nicely about Marilyn Manson. 2016, not 2009 or 10 or the one that I just play, that she sounds like a groupie. That was from 2009. They were together, so I expect her to say those things. 2016, okay. So they're talking about Westworld. This is in Rolling Stone magazine, 2016, March 2016. So if you don't believe me, go look it up. Evan Rodriguez is questioning the nature of reality. She said, "What about if all this is bullshit?" Evan asked. What about if this is just conditioning? What if all this learn is not true? Who am I really without my programming? This is her being like dramatic and trying to get into character, because she's selling the show. She has to. But it's kind of interesting that she said that in the beginning. So they start asking them, they're talking about Westworld. I love the show. By the way, I love that show. I'm not hating. She's a good actress. I like the character and I love the show. So I'm not trying to put anybody down at their work, okay? So they're talking about the show. Okay. She still might be best known for dating Marilyn Manson a decade ago. So see, this is 2016. This is because Westworld has been, by most accounts, a breakout in her life. The showrunners on HBO, they told me, your life is probably going to change after this. She says, it's strange advice to give to somebody who has been in the business for more than 20 years, like she had. But I feel like I couldn't handle all the attention when I was younger, she said. But I feel like I'm in a place now where I'm not going to collapse under the pressure. 2016, their place now. She won't collapse under pressure. Then they keep talking about Dolores, the robot, different type of heroine, and the show, Baby Blue Eyes, They talk about 13. They talk about the movies that she made with Woody Allen. Woody Allen, we know what Woody Allen did with her stepdaughter. So anyway, Evan Rachel will work for him. Strange. Then she talked about North Carolina and about how her parents own a theater in North Carolina. So they kind of handed to her pretty much. I don't think she ever had a job in her life that it wasn't on acting. Awesome. I'm not hating again, but I'm just saying it shows the personality of somebody who really did not have any hardships and maybe have to make them up in order to have a more interesting life. Like nothing is going on. I'm rich, I got my job, I got my kid, got friends, I got my girlfriend, boyfriend. I need some drama. Nothing is going on. And I think she's one of those people. Then there's a gigantic picture of them together. Okay. Alright. This. God, it's taking me so long to get to the part because I'm tired. It says, at 18, she went to the Chateau Marmont, which is here in Sunset Boulevard in LA. And she met Marilyn Manson, then married to Dita Von Teese. Yeah, we know, started dating him and appeared Lolita-like with sharp hardship glasses in his video named Hardship Glasses, grabbing her in either region and touching her and then making out with Manson as fake blood rains upon them in a video so graphic that the sex was rumored to be actually real. Then Evan says, this is 2016, okay? She says, I met somebody that promised me freedom and expression and no judgment. And I was craving danger and excitement. I looked at my mother, the drama. I looked at my mother one day and say, Mom, I'm going to get on this tour bus for 8 months and I'm going to see the world and have a crazy journey and find myself. And if people are not okay with it, I'm sorry, but I can't live my life for other people. She said that when she was younger, when she was with Manson. But this interview is from 2016. What if she needs to say that again? Obviously, it's still in her heart. It's still in her heart. This guy is still in her heart. In a positive light. See the rebellious attitude. She told her mom, I don't care if you like it or not. I'm going with my boyfriend on his tour bus because I want to experience life. That shows you that maybe that's what she really wanted to do. It wasn't about grooming and him convincing her or changing her look or wearing short skirts. Maybe she just wanted to do that. Why does it have to be his fault? She's saying right there, she's showing her rebellious nature, which is completely normal to have when you're 20 or 21. And she's speaking nice things about him. Like he inspired her to change, to come out as bisexual. He was supportive of her music when nobody else was. So people just want her to be an actress. And she's like, Mom, I want to make some music. And he was like, yeah, cool. Like he was supportive. He doesn't sound like such a boogeyman to me. Okay, and it turns out that people were not okay with it. Mostly because of the colossal mindfuck that was just looking at Evan Richard Wood and Manson together. But for Evan was a learning experience of the highest order. She says, most teenagers are searching for identity, and I was thrown into a situation where I was supposed to have that already figured out when I was younger. She refers when she made the movie 13. And then she says that you're demonized for figuring it out and getting messy. People will call me a whore, they will call me a slut when I walk down the street, and you can't not be hurt by that. What the public didn't know at the time, it was that Evan Richard Wood was attracted not to Manson and your face liberation, but also to his androgyny way of wearing makeup and kind of playing with that male-female type of thing. And she was attracted to that because she's bisexual. So it kind of makes sense. She has since referred to herself as gender fluid, and in 2011 came out public as bisexual. Mind you, Manson and Evan broke up officially in 2010. So in 2011 she came out as bisexual. 2 days before the shooting in Naples, Orlando, she woke up with some weird premonition. Then she's talking about LGBT community, which is all good. I'm glad she's talking about something else that's not just herself. But the thing, okay, here it gets more. Okay, these are the things that she said about Manson and about women and about being bisexual. They're all positive. And then she says she had a suicide attempt at 22. She was with him when she was 22. So I don't know. I don't know if the suicide attempt was more like older and she just doesn't remember it well because it's pretty dramatic, or it was before him and she just doesn't remember it well because it's dramatic, and sometimes our brains do that. So she said it was at 22. It was really the best and worst thing that ever happened to me because it didn't work. So that means she didn't die, which is good, right? She said it was good and it was bad because it kind of like taught her a lesson. She's more cynical about the abuse, but admit that it was a physical, psychological, and sexual abuse. And then she said, yes, she wrote, I've been raped, like ED at the end. I've been raped by a significant other while we were together, and on a separate occasion by the owner of a bar. I know my eyeballs are popping around my face right now. So, who's the owner of the bar? She's saying two people right here. Let's say Manson is one of them, and then who's the owner of the bar, and why you didn't name him? If he's just a regular nobody owner of a bar, and you have the courage to name Manson, right? Let's just believe it for a second. Why are you not naming the owner of the bar? Why are you not after him? You're not, because it doesn't sell, that's why. Or because maybe the other one didn't happen. Maybe you were assaulted just once, which is horrible. I'm so sorry. And I'm not making fun of anybody who was assaulted in a bar. That sounds like a nightmare. But she says that she was assaulted twice. One by a significant other while we're together, and another time by the owner of a bar. And then that's it. She doesn't give any details on that. This is 2016. We jumped 2 more years, 2018, and she is in Congress with Esme Bianco and pushing the Phoenix Act, talking about her abuse and not the programming, the grooming and all that stuff that happened to her 2 years after she gave this interview saying all these good things about him. You know? Yeah. It's weird. Okay, so this is another one from GQ magazine. I know that it's not very good journalism. It's pretty much, you know, that magazine which is like cute girls and they try to be all edgy. And it's really cool pictures of her. But mind you, she's wearing latex. There's a picture of her tied up to a chair. I'm not gonna post it, but you can go look it up. It's a real thing. And JQ, look for JQ magazine in 2007, August 2007. The interview is called Evan Almighty, and the pictures are amazing. She looks amazing. She looks skinny. She's always been skinny. I don't think Manson starved her, because she's been skinny with him, before him, and after him. So I don't know that starvation that she's talking about. When somebody's natural skinny all the time, that you can't blame other people for starving you if they didn't starve you, because you never lost the weight, because you always been the same weight. She's gorgeous, right? She has long legs, skinny. I don't know. I don't remember her being skinnier that I can say, whoa, my God, when she was with him, she was really messed up looking. She was really skinny. No, she looked great when she was with him, and she wasn't skinnier than she is now. So anyway, so this is 2007. So in this interview, they were together. So obviously it's going to be a little more cozy, right, when they're talking about him. And in this interview, she talks just about him. I guess that's the only thing that was going on, because this is before Westworld and before everything. So I watched a video of her having sex on the internet with her boyfriend Marilyn Manson. This is the journalist saying this. It wasn't having sex. It was heart-shaped glasses video, music video, and they were not having sex, but this person exaggerating. The boyfriend is 38 and she is 20. In the spirit of a full disclosure, I admit it's difficult to get that sort of thing out of your head, journalist is saying. Especially when there's some rumors that the sex in the music video, which involves blood, a strangulation, and an orgasm, sounds like something out of a horror movie, is real. No matter how high-minded in her life to try to avoid it, you just can't get past how potentially career damaging this is for her. It could be, but it wasn't, because she squeezed this bad girl look, and she got a lot of roles for it, so it wasn't really damaging to her career. I don't think it was. So the journalist just keeps talking about it, talks about Across the Universe, which is an amazing movie that I don't hate her. I mean, I don't. Amazing movie she was on. It was a bit of a movie, but it's also a musical, and she's very good. It's her and Jamie Bell, her ex-husband, that I don't know why he hasn't said anything about any of this yet. If my ex-wife, mother of my children, is coming out, something like this, I will say something. I will be supporting her. So I don't know why he's not doing it. That's weird. That's sus. That's totally sus. Okay, my children always use that word. That's sus. Somebody, of course, Manson Wood has opened in the window, and after a little awkward putting an obligatory line from her album, not liking to talk about personal lives, she said, but we're rushing into her personal life. I asked him about their home life. Then she says, he snores louder than anybody I ever heard. I think it's the sweetest thing ever. It puts me to sleep, actually. Is every snore you ever heard roll into one? Talking about Manson snoring in bed. This impersonation, then it seems like she impersonates him or something. And then she says, Manson is going to kill me, because she's talking about the snoring. She's so dramatic. I mean, oh my god, like it's almost like this is an interview, but she just acts like she's like, I don't know, Madonna or something. I don't know. So what was an inspiration? She said, we made it for each other. The heart-shaped glasses music video. If you don't know it, go watch it. The song's kind of, it's my least favorite album of him. It's a kind of shitty song. The video is kind of interesting. She's in it, right? This whole blood sex thing. She said, we made it for each other. I just wanted to show that it's okay to have different weird ideas about love. At the end of the video, we're kissing and it's raining blood. And for me, that was one of the most romantic moments of my entire life. Journalist says, really? She says, yes, honestly, because that's how we were feeling at the time. Even though ugliness can be all around you, you can literally be in a thunderstorm of blood. If you look past that, it really is just two people holding on to each other, which is on the video. The video is pretty cool looking. Looks good. And you know, the same thing with the sex scene. If you're going to have a sex scene, she's saying, that's what it is. When you're with somebody and you're in love, that's usually what happens. It's not always soft. The sex is not always soft. Sometimes somebody might be screaming or whatever. I don't know why. I haven't seen any YouTube video talk about this, or maybe I haven't. She's pretty much saying sometimes it's not soft. Like sometimes they can play a little rough, you know, which she denied in 2018 in her deposition, and to this day she said she never played bondage or fetish games with him. He was the one that was into that. She wasn't. She didn't know she was doing drugs. She didn't know he liked to tie people up. Oh my gosh, she didn't know anything. Right here in this interview, she says it's a normal thing full of blood. Of course, it's fake blood and all that, because they're showing the dark side of love. And also she's saying that when you're with somebody and you're in love, sometimes it's not soft. Sometimes if somebody can be screaming or whatever. Blank stare. The guy's doing the interview. He's like, what she just said? Then she says, look, if somebody can watch it and say, wow, I feel less weird now, then we did a good job. God, my God, she even there when she was 20, she thought she was saving the universe. So she's defending this music video with her entire soul. She's defending it. She's saying she's proud of making it. And then at the end, she really sounds like a little kid, the way even in an interview. She says at the end, I'm really just being me and I'm growing up. She says, I'm finding myself. And I'm sorry if I have blonde hair and blue eyes and my boyfriend looks like a vampire. What do you want me to do about it? End of the interview. JQ magazine in 2007. And then we go to the Rolling Stones. I'm not going to say it again. Rolling Stone magazine 2016. She goes the same, without the sex and the blood. She does the same story about how she's grateful for him because he offered her a world with no judgment and complete freedom of expression. And she told her mom, I'm going to go on this tour bus to experience life. There's nothing you can do about it. Those two interviews end with the same word. 2016 is way too close to when she started naming people. Again, I am very curious to know who is the second person that assaulted her, supposedly. And we should find him. If that happens, he should be accountable. He should pay for what he did to her, if that person existed. If that person exists and that happened to her, why she's not after him? If it's a bar owner, I mean, how many? She's not even saying if it happened in New York, in LA, or in North Carolina, where she's from. Could happen anywhere. Why we're not naming that guy? Why we're not after that guy? Why we're not canceling that guy and shutting down his bar because he is an abuser? I don't like saying the word rapist because there's a lot of ways to assault people, and they're not. Some ways are not just rape, but just assault, and it's horrible assault, and they can just get your eye sockets out of your face, okay, and not touch you sexually, but it's still assault and it's still evil and horrible. So I don't know what happened to her on that bar, but I find it interesting that she admitted that in a 2016 interview when she wasn't with Manson anymore, and she says that he was a big source of self-expression and inspiration, and he helped her to come out as bisexual. I mean, so many good things to say about the guy, right? Anyway, I just want to play that that little videos of her for like a second, and that's about it. I'm gonna come back with Esme, which is probably my favorite to talk about because it's very interesting. Bondage fetish model turned into Congress speaker person, denying her past, saying that she did not know what the hell he was doing. When she got with Manson, Esme Bianco was not 19. She knew what's up. And she's the one to say he human trafficked her, when actually the fact is that he said, if you want to come on to LA, we'll make a music video, and she got a plane ticket and came to LA. That is not human trafficking. It isn't. And then she was in a hotel, and he paid for the hotel and for the plane ticket, and she was free to come and go to the UK. What is that? I hate that they're using terms like rape and human trafficking so loosely, you know, like it's like, oh yeah, I was trafficked, and you know, and then I went to get my coffee, and then yeah, I felt like I was trafficked before. It's not something to fuck with, to joke around. It's a real big deal that is happening right now to boys, girls, men, and women. Human trafficking is not being a model and some rock star telling you, you want to come to California to make a video, you say yes, give me a ticket, and you go. That is not human trafficking, Esme. It's really, my God, it gets on my nerves. Okay, I'm gonna go now, make some food, and I'm gonna come back with her. And that's all I got in Roger Wood. I'm really glad that I found that little thing that I didn't see anywhere else, about her saying that there was 2 people that raped her at different times, and all that good stuff she was saying about him in 2016. It's sus. It's sus. It makes it really strange. But she's strange, and she's very dramatic, and she's, I mean, oh, I'm just gonna go with this last thing. Yeah, wait for it. It's worth it. So Evan Walter Wood saying nonsense. She really is just clueless. I'm just gonna play it without pausing it because it's too much pausing. Hopefully the volume is okay enough. So Evan Walter Wood in some march for probably female, right? Probably women rights. It should be human rights, right? She's in this march, and they're asking her why she's doing this and what she wants to accomplish, and this is her answer.
Evan, how's things with Manson? You guys back together?
Oh, that is when they were together. She's like, oh, okay.
Take care.
The march, sexual assault. Here it goes.
LGBT sexual assault survivors, fighting for my son and for my little sister. Because I should not have to sit down and talk to her about if she's going to get sexual assault.
I'm fighting for my son and for my little sister. This is her son, I think, is like my son's age, 12. Your son is already gay, bi. What are you fighting for? She's saying, I'm fighting for my son and for my little sister, so I don't have to sit down and tell them that they're going to get sexually assaulted. I'm reading it with captions though, because why? That's an insane thing to say.
I had to sit down and talk to her about when she's going to get sexual assault.
I'm gonna go sit down and tell her and talk to her about when she's gonna get assaulted, and I'm trying to change that. I see the point what she's trying to make, but she could have said in a different way, like, hey, I'm in this march with all these women fighting for our rights, and for my future, for the future of my kids and my little sister, I want these things to change, and I want a safe environment for my son. There, that's the way she could have said it. She goes like, well, I don't want to have to tell them when they're gonna get assaulted. Now is when Evan Rachel Wood jokes about rape, and I know I'm not supposed to say that R word, jokes about rape, and she says that a rape joke can be a good joke. This is not bullshit. This is from 2020 in an interview. She's with 4 other girls. The only one I recognize is Nicole Richie, and the other ones are all beautiful ladies, probably actresses, all wearing black. And Evan is saying this.
On screen, if it's, I mean, I was watching Beetlejuice the other day. I love Beetlejuice, and then the second Gina Davis meets him, the joke is.
Okay, the movie Beetlejuice. So movie from the 90s. Director is Tim Burton. I love that movie. And what she's what she's referring to is actually true. It's kind of creepy. But listen to what she said.
That he keeps groping her against her will, and she literally just goes, just bats him away and laughs it off, and they just keep going. I'm like, that right there is way more damaging than seeing a rape scene, because the rape scene, at least you see the pain. Like, I've been raped, and I can laugh at a rape joke if it's a good joke. Yeah, it's got to be 100%. A good joke, and it's got to be in the right context. Otherwise, it's just bad.
I never saw a victim of rape or any assault saying that they can laugh at a good rape joke if it's a good joke. Otherwise, it's just bad. Those are her words. I mean, I wish this was a dream, but it's not. What the fuck? I mean, what the fuck? Seriously. And this girl sitting next to her, one of them, Nicole Richie, she's so uncomfortable. She's like touching her face. She wants so much attention on herself, the way she's describing, the way she's moving. I can't just play back the video, but that is her voice. Nobody can make this up.
Like, I've been raped, and I can laugh at a rape joke if it's a good joke. Yeah. It's got to be 100%. A good joke, and it's got to be in the right context. Otherwise, it's just bad.
The right context? Was the right context for a rape joke? Being rape? Is that rape? What is the context for a rape joke? There's no good context for a rape joke. My God, what a nut job. I'm sorry. This is just not good. So, rape jokes. She just said that. She can laugh at one if it's a good rape joke on the right context. What? Like, she's all over the place. She was talking first about Beetlejuice, which is an awesome movie with Winona Ryder and Alec Baldwin from the 90s. And there's some creepy stuff. But the movies in the 80s and the 90s, sometimes there was stuff that was creepy. But we still watched them as kids because nobody told us that it was creepy. And there's some creepy, he's kind of sleazy, he's grabbing her, and she's right. It's kind of creepy. But then she goes, well, that's actually that makes more damage than a real rape scene, because in a real rape scene you see the pain of the person. She probably say the woman, and I can laugh at a rape joke if it's a good joke and the right context of the good rape joke. Wow. I just can't. I can't support somebody that says that something so dumb like that. Maybe she just she's so high on her own ego and in her own victim crown that she just can't see anything else. But she needs to get down the freaking unicorn that she's riding and smell the coffee and understand that she's creating more damage and she's making more damage for the real victims to be believed. Because now everybody's going to be like, not me, but everybody, a lot of people are going to be like, what the hell? What are we going to believe? These actresses or these women in the entertainment business or any business is popping out saying they got raped. Look at Amber Rachel Wood lying about this. Amber, her lying about this, it hurts us, and it's not funny. There is nothing funny about a rape joke, Evan. Not in any context. Period. My